I don't think there's any doubt that Yom Kippur is the most intensive day of prayer in the whole of the Jewish calendar. On an ordinary weekday, we have 3 services. On Shabbat and Yom Tov, 5, but on Yom Kippur, 4, on Shabbat and Yom Tov, 4, but on Yom Kippur, we have 5. And each service is replete with its slichot, the penitential prayers and poems. This year, I asked myself the question, what are the highlights of Yom Kippur? The first has to be Kol Nidrei. The synagogue is packed to capacity. The Chazan and the congregation are in good voice. They sing the ancient tunes with great gusto. They lift the roof. It's, for me, an inspiring occasion. And I have, of course, prayed in a number of synagogues on Kol Nidrei, but when I think of it, Neve Shalom comes to mind first. The other highlight for me is not so well attended, because during the day on Yom Kippur, and it is the Avodah, our reenactment of the high priest's service in the temple, and we reenact it in intricate detail, his every movement, the slaughtering of the animals, the sprinkling of the blood, the changing of his garments, the bathing of his hand and feet, and all of this is authentic. It's not a poetic bit of imagination. It's based upon the detailed description of the high priest's itinerary, which is recorded in the Mishnah. And it's enshrined there for a good purpose. They believed that the temple would be rebuilt speedily, and the high priest would have an order of service which he could follow to a T. But then took it a stage further, and I asked, well, what were the highlights for the high priest? And clearly one of them had to be that moment when he confessed all the sins of the Jewish people, the whole of the nation of Israel, and he put them upon the head of a little goat, a scapegoat, which was subsequently dismissed into the wilderness to its fate. What was particularly significant was that during his confession, the high priest uttered the name of God. Well, not the way we say it today, Adonai, that's a substitute. He uttered the original name of God, the way it's written. And the effect was electric. Let me read it to you. And all the people, the priests, standing there in the temple courtyard, when they heard the explicit name of God, issuing forth from the mouth of the high priest, they bowed down, prostrated themselves, noflim al panehem, falling on their faces, V'omrim, proclaiming Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed, blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom for all time. And of course, we're still doing this today on Yom Kippur. It's part of our reenactment. Probably, though, the high point, the ultimate experience for the high priest, was doing something that he alone could do. He entered into the Holy of Holies. There, before the throne of glory, he interceded on behalf of Klal Yisrael, appealed to God for all the Jewish people. It must have been a moment of expectancy, a moment of intense excitement. But of course it's all gone. We no longer have a temple. We no longer have a Holy of Holies. There is no high priest. There's no little goat to carry away our sins. Which means that we're bereft. We're denuded. But I don't think so. Because I believe we have a substitute. We still have a Holy of Holies, a Kodesh Kodashim. Oh, it's not a place, it's a day. Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is our Kodesh Kodashim, it is our Holy of Holies. It's Shabbat Shabbaton. Oh, you say we still haven't got priests. Even there, I disagree. You see, when God laid the foundations of our nation at Sinai, he made a proclamation for all time. He said, V'atem tiyu li mamlechet kohanim, you shall be to be a kingdom of priests, v'goy kadosh, and a holy nation. At that moment, God consecrated the whole of the Jewish nation as a priestly nation. Which means that on Yom Kippur, we can enter into the Holy of Holies, into the Day of Atonement himself, as a priestly people. And we, each one of us, can intercede on behalf of ourselves, on behalf of our families, on behalf of Klal Yisrael. We can't offer up sacrifices, but we are nonetheless a priestly people. And there's one prayer which resonates with me. One for me sums up the whole purpose of Yom Kippur. We say it no less than 5 times during the day. And let me read it to you. I think you'll recognize it. Elohai, oh my God. It's very personal. It's not our God, it's my God. At Shalom Yotzarti, before I was created, Eini Kadai, I was insignificant. V'achshav she'notzarti, and now that I have been created, Gilul Notzarti, I'm exactly the same as I was before. Afar ani b'chayai, I am dust in my lifetime. Kol v'chomer mitati, how much more so after I die. This echoes the words of Abraham our father, the greatest person ever to have lived, and yet he says, Anochi afa va'efa, I'm dust and ashes. And this is meant to bring us down with a bump, to face harsh reality, that we are in fact no more than shadows on a wall. When the sun sets, the shadows disappear. And that's us. Still worse. Fareani lefanecha kichli malei busha uchlima. I stand before you like a vessel, a pot that is filled with shame and reproach. Now, I don't think we're intrinsically evil. But the truth is, each one of us has our own little pot of sins. The things we should have done and didn't do, the things we shouldn't have done and we did. Each and every one of us. And so we pray to God. Yehi ratzon milefanecha Adonai Elohai. May it be your will, O Lord my God, shelo echeteh, that I shouldn't sin any more. Please, don't let me add to my pot. There's enough in there already. On the contrary, Umar shechatati, and as for the sins I have committed, marok b'rachamecha harabim. Expunge them. Scour my little pot, but do so with your tender mercies. Avolo yedei yisurim, but I beg you, not through evil diseases. Because I know, God, that in your armory of ailments, you have diseases with which you can shred a human being. And so I beg you, spare me, spare those whom I love, and spare the entire entity of your people Israel, and grant us all another year of life and peace of mind.